All right. Hello again. If you watched part one, thank you for returning for part two for the sign of Aries. Excuse me. I did do part one, the short version, but I would suggest you going and watching that just because I'm not going to spend a lot of time going over these same cards again. I will very briefly, but I'm going to try to kick it up and get through this, breaking down the clarifiers for those of you that did watch part one and want to get more in depth into this and what's going on. Like I said in the first video, if you want a personal reading, all that information is in the details below. And please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment if this resonates for you. I'd be more than happy to hear your story or your thoughts, and we're going to get right into this with your overall energy. Oh, wow. Okay, so two major arcana here. We've got Temperance and the Sun. So in part one, I felt like the Sun was about liberation here, and definitely with Temperance, I feel like this is, even though you're going through a rough time or a rough patch, I feel like this is an opportunity for you to heal a lot of things um, that were previously, maybe not unknown to you, but just that went that went for a time unacknowledged. Let me get a drink of water. My voice is getting all scratchy. Temperance here, Sagittarius and Leo, by the way. Signs not as important as energy, and gender is irrelevant here. So if I see uh, a male figure on the card, I'm going to say he, but if it's not a he, just switch those roles accordingly. But yeah, temperance is literally about tempering something. It's about balancing. It's about harmonizing, figuring out the proper formula in order to create something or to accomplish something. And Temperance is also a card about divine guidance and divine timing. All of the angel cards are kind of divine protection cards or divine will, but this one in particular is divine timing. So everything in its proper time. And with the Sun here, it's like mm, the sun is shining on you again, and that's something we covered back here with the Wheel of Fortune, or it will be. It might not be now, but I feel like this is a time of illumination for you, for um, bringing light to things that were previously in the dark to you, and definitely a period of healing and release and freeing yourself of something. I feel like I said that before, but so we're going to go ahead and clarify one more. I always do two clarifiers on top of this is the main pool. The cards to the side are the clarifiers. One more with Temperance and the Sun. You have two fire energies here too as well, Sag and Leo. Could literally be dealing with somebody who has a a Sagittarius Sun. Sun in Sagittarius, or even a Sun in Leo, but very strong maybe Sagittarius placement. Please clarify one with Temperance and the Sun for the overall energy here for the sign of Aries. One more with Temperance and the Sun for the overall energy, please. One. 2. Oh, something tried to come out. It went right back in though. 3. Okay, yeah. So yeah, you're definitely going through something here, some type of difficult ending. It is a period of healing, whatever this was for you. This Ten of Swords can talk about defeat, a very difficult, painful ending. Sometimes it is a card about feeling backstabbed or betrayed in some manner. We did have the Five of Pentacles here, which is a card about feeling like someone let you down, or a situation blindsided you and left you in a bad way. Um, so I feel like, and tens, all tens are the end of a cycle, and then you start the cycle over again. And hopefully, in that time, you've grown. So that's what these two cards would suggest, is like it's bringing light to a situation. You're kind of having almost like a eureka moment where something is shown, like a moment of clarity that gives you an opportunity to heal a wound or a painful time, a painful period. And let's go ahead. I'm going to clarify and see what that Ten of Swords is. What does that Ten of Swords represent for you, Aries? What is this painful ending? What does this defeat card represent here for Aries? Why is the Ten of Swords here for the overall energy, please? Why is the Ten of Swords here? What does this represent? What ending? Oop, 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, okay. So maybe your surface mind was actually thinking about this kind of uh, really, really bad luck, like a series of string of events that just one stab in the back after the other. These 10 swords are sticking out of his back like he's a pincushion. So it could have just been really unfortunate luck here for you. Kind of like that snowball effect. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong. And this one would have been the first. Oh, wow, that came out. Really? I don't read reversals, so I guess that flipped. It's okay. So the Ace of Pentacles, I do not read reversals unless they come out that way. And I'm pretty certain that I didn't have any reversals. Like, I don't read them, so they're always upright. So the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse would mean that, or would suggest that there was some type of opportunity, long term. It would have brought something long term and committed and solid, and it fell through, basically. A missed opportunity, or uh, something that just did not turn out in your favor. And it felt like either a betrayal, or it felt like it was very defeating for you. With the Seven of Wands here, that would suggest that it's something that you probably fought for a long time. You fought very hard to keep this, or you stood your ground. Maybe you had to fight other people, not like literally like a street brawl, but you had to fight maybe other people's perceptions or perspectives. Maybe you had, a lot of people against you, a lot of opinions and gossip and drama. It's just something that with the seven here, I mean, this is taking a stance and, holding your ground, fighting for what you believe in. But it looks like at the end of the day, it just it fell apart. Not through lack of trying, but just whatever happened is like that last straw that caused this to just end. Now, it could be business, career, finance, it could be a relationship, could be a dream, hope, or wish, because you did have the star back here, which is that wish fulfillment card. Now, another way to see this too is that things with the Wheel of Fortune, this is always a change. Whether for the good or for better or for worse, it is a change. So this could represent like you're going through a very tough time, or you went through a very tough time. You're still going through it, and this Wheel of Fortune would suggest that things are about to, you know, turn on its head, which would be a good thing in this sense. Um, and we'll just see as we go along. It's interesting that you had this show up here too. So some type of opportunity fell through, something that you worked long and hard for. Maybe you were even like fighting other people for a certain goal or outcome. Like there was other competition, and maybe it just didn't turn out in your favor. And again, it left you feeling defeated. So let's move on to your. Oh, forgot that was under there. Move on to your current energy and situation. Okay, so this would definitely suggest with both the Four and the Five of Pentacles, I'm going to clarify anyway, that you're in a period where you're having to be very financially responsible, very careful, cautious with your finances. With the Five, it could be that you were left in a situation where you took up a lot more of um, the role of providing. I'm not going to take that. Oh wow, it's the Four of Pentacles too. Came out again. Let's go ahead and clarify one more though. Four and Five of Pentacles here for Aries current energy situation. One more with the Four and the Five of Pentacles for Aries for their current energy and situation, please. We'll clarify one more. One. Two. And three. Huh. Now, all Pentacles. So this very well could be the. Let me get these two out. Something related to finance, business, security. Okay, before I get too far into this, something else I noticed is that there could be something or someone withholding financial support. So that could be like child support. That could be, somebody that's not paying their portion of, like if you have a roommate or you're living with somebody that's not holding up their end of the bargain, their end of the financial responsibility. It could be that you are waiting for some type of financial assistance or like a loan or something to get you out of a bind, a financial bind, and it's not coming in for you, and you're having to be very frugal and you know pinch every penny basically. Now, the Four of Pentacles can also be a card about a refusal to let something go. But being that we have all of these pentacles here, I feel like more than likely it is financially related. We also have the Nine of Pentacles and the Six of Wands. I think, first of all, before I get into anything, um, any other story plot, the first thing I feel here is that the reason that this has hit you so hard is because you are so used to being in this energy, the Nine of Pentacles and the Six of Wands, very competent when it comes to, you know, um, being able to take care of yourself, being reliant, self-reliant, dependable when it comes to taking care and providing for yourself and abundant in that way. Maybe even receiving a lot of attention or, uh, a lot of praise, even for the way that you have been able to make a comfortable life for yourself. The Knight of Pentacles is a card about financial security and abundance. It's not quite the 10, um, but it's somebody that's working very diligently towards that. And with the Six of Wands, this is victory and success. So I feel like if you are not the one that is used to, being able to rely on yourself, being independent like that, then you're dealing with somebody who is, which would mean if you are in that Five of Pentacles and they are in this this Nine of Pentacles and Six of Wands, there could be a little bit of jealousy, a little bit of maybe even resentment towards this person because they are doing so well. And I don't think it's like you're looking at your neighbor or you're looking at your coworker and you're jealous of their success. I think this is a little closer to home. So maybe a family member, a partner, a business partner. And it feels like there was some type of commitment here, not like a love commitment, but like a commitment of people that have agreed upon uh, a certain level of financial independence, and one of them is not, again, not holding up to that. Or, again, this could be more so that you are so used to being financially uh, self sufficient and successful in at least that part of your life that being in this Five of Pentacles is excruciating to you. Being in that uncertain kind of, can I make rent this month, or can I provide for myself and my loved ones if you're dealing with a family here without asking for money from mom or uh, yeah. So we've got mainly all pentacles here. So this definitely Definitely feels finance, money related. I'm just trying to see if I see any other stories here. It could also be, like, even though you are struggling right now, it could also be a determination here to see yourself through this with the 3, because that's the 3 of Pentacles is a card of cooperation, collaboration, teamwork, even asking for advice or asking for help, but not like asking for a handout, being willing to work for it too, and work with others, work well with others in order to get to that 9. And one more story before I move on here. Some of you may even be quite miffed that you are so well known for your hard work, your work ethic and your ability to um, multiply your money and make that bank, that you don't understand how you got here because you did the work and you paid your dues, you busted your bleep, and yet you're still in this. I'm having to watch everything I do and account for every receipt and take like a metric ton of coupons. Like I'm having to scrunch and save every little thing. And yet I've done everything I'm supposed to do. I've been responsible. I've been, you know, money money conscious. I've been doing everything the right way. And still, how did I end up here? So that's just that story too. This is also the singles card, by the way, that 9 of Pentacles. So some of you may be getting a lot of attention being single, but I don't think you're responsive to it at this time, like currently. Just because even if you are in that 9 of Pentacles, even if you are in a secure, financially secure energy or uh, reality, you don't feel that way. Because this doesn't necessarily have to be financial hardship. This can be poor health. This can be, somebody feeling rejected, you feeling abandoned. Somebody may have abandoned you, and you had to take up the baton and kind of start from the ground up on your own 2 feet. Okay, so moving on to what's crossing you. Oh, okay, yeah. So, Page of Wands, again, fire sign, could be a fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sag. We also have Cancer here with the Chariot. Remember, signs are not as important as energy. Earlier in the first part, I said the page here could represent a child, but it can also represent a message, a messenger. But what's crossing you, it felt like a loss of motivation. Let me just go ahead and clarify this. Chariot and the Page of Wands, please, for what's crossing Aries as a challenge or obstacle. Please clarify one more, the Chariot and the Page of Wands for what's crossing Aries as a challenge or obstacle, please. 1, 2, and 3. Knight of Wands. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and clarify these two because I always clarify the court cards. But from what I'm feeling here, this is definitely a lack of, somebody is inactive, or somebody has lost inspiration, they've lost motivation, they've kind of like, there's no forward progress here. Somebody may be impeding progress, or somebody may just not be being proactive here. Kind of become complacent, or maybe there's an inability to act. Maybe somebody else's inconsistency or inconsistent energy has you at a standstill to where you can't. Let's see, who or what is this page, please? Who or what does this page represent? There's a stall in progress. There's a stall in success here. Maybe even a Page of Wands. One. Okay, 2. I feel it like it's another page. 2 of Wands. Yeah, somebody is indecisive. The Magician. Yeah, somebody's not taking action. It's almost like they're waiting for this thing to come to them, but they're not even. They're kind of taking a backseat approach to this. I don't know if this is you or another person. We do have Aries, Leo, Sag energy, both on the page and the Knight. And we have Cancer here. We have Virgo with the Magician. But this is like something that needs, somebody has their eye set on for manifesting, for creating. There's something that is, somebody has this desire to create or bring about. But there's also no action or no choice or no direct path being taken, and it has stalled progress. I don't know if this is you again or another individual. Oh no, don't fall. You're gonna, no. Let me see this Knight. Please clarify the Knight. It could even be like delayed travels. Maybe if you are in between homes or you're in a bad situation within the home, it could be that you're waiting for something to go through before you can get out of that situation, or at least move towards better. Please clarify this Knight of Wands. Please clarify Knight of Wands, please, for the challenge or obstacle. Who or what is this Knight of Wands? 1. 2. 3. Knight of Cups. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I don't know if this is you or another individual. That's kind of like almost hindered or crippled. You may be causing this because you're not taking action, you're not making a choice. Or maybe it's a loss, again, like a loss of passion about something. Or somebody else could be very inconsistent. They come on very strong, but then they don't follow through. We have two knights here, and knights can be very ambitious and sincere and kind of like motivating, but then they kind of lose steam. The only one that wouldn't do that is the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is very resilient. And I'm going to be honest, I may be wrong. This could be somebody that you're dealing with. Like I said earlier, somebody that might be getting a lot of attention, and they're not holding up their end of the bargain. That could be this energy here, is that they're so stuck up in their own, world that they have neglected to basically be a team player, and that's halted you. But more so, I feel like this is more you. Please don't shoot the messenger. But it's kind of like that energy where you just sit back, and because we went over that in the first, I mean, we'll have to clarify, but in the first one, I was like hoping for change, hoping for fate to be kind this time around, waiting for things to take a turn for the better. And you can't ever change a situation by wishing it. So you've got to be the one to take control of that. There is a lack of balance here with the Chariot being here in the challenge position. There's a lack of follow through and dedication to something. These are all the kind of cards you would want to have in starting an enterprise or a project or working towards a goal, but this is what's crossing you. So it's like that is not there, or it's very inconsistent. Like you have the willpower to do it one day, and the next day you just can't even get motivated to take a shower. I don't know. Like, yeah, I forgot to feed the dog. I haven't watered the plants in 6 weeks. My yard is, a forest. And that's what it feels like. But to be fair, this could be somebody else who, like, really gets you fired up and, inspires you and gets you excited about doing something together. And then all of a sudden, they haven't texted you in a week. And you're like, weren't we supposed to do this yesterday? And no response. And then it's just like, oh, well, I forgot I had to do this, this, and this, and this. I'll get back with you. And then that kind of thing. But so let's move on. But yeah, this is a lack of action, a lack of follow through, possibly even a lack of a loss or a lack of desire. Because I don't think Aries. I mean, I'm an Aries myself. We kind of have that self-propelled fire, so I don't feel like somebody else would keep you from going after it. I think what would keep you going from going after something would be like a self-defeating attitude, which is something that I felt in before I started the second part. Okay, so let's move on to your focus. I keep saying focus mind, your surface mind. This is where your focus is, and oh wow, that's kind of bizarre. I had this exact, well, not this, there's a different deck, but the Seven of Swords in this exact same position for Sagittarius. So some of you definitely could be dealing with Sagittarius, and I believe that's a Sagittarius. You have Sagittarius over here. But anyway, again, signs are not as relevant. But same placement. Let's see what this is. Oh. That's funny. I mean, it's not funny, but it's funny. It's almost like some of you are trying to cheat fate or trying to sneak away from karma. That's kind of funny how I'm looking at that. It's like this is the card of, cosmic forces intervening. You can call it whatever you want: fate, destiny, karma, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it. But he is looking at it, and meanwhile he's trying to sneak away with his pile of swords that he's stolen or borrowed. But here there's a little trap set. So it's like he thinks he's getting away from it, but in reality, he's just going to step right into the same trap. Please clarify. Okay. Please clarify one more: the Seven of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune for Aries surface mind, please. Where's their focus? Okay. One more with the Seven of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune, please. Almost had another one. One more with the Seven of Swords and Wheel of Fortune for Aries and their surface mind. 1, 2, 3. I shuffle these a little bit slower because they're much bigger. And also, okay, there you are, up here. Could be another fellow fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. Let's see, we had that come out, and we had this. Oh, wow. King and Queen. This is a pair. Oh. This could just be reconfirming that this is you, but I was clarifying one more card. So let me do. This could be very well be a couple with the King and the Queen of Swords, or you could be dealing with another fire sign or a fire-like individual. But I feel like this is where you want to get back to. Because right now you are not in your natural energy as an Aries. Please clarify one more with this Queen of Wands. Please clarify one more with the Queen of Wands for Aries surface mind. What is this Queen of Wands? 1, 2, 3. Got the Lovers on the bottom. The Ten of Cups. Okay, this definitely could be a family situation or your own personal idea of happiness, emotional fulfillment. But it definitely could be a family involved. Because the Ten of Cups is also a card about family. Happiness within a family. Let me go ahead and see why the Seven of Swords is there. Why is the 7 here? See, I felt like you're kind of focused on maybe cheating or getting away with something, getting out from underneath the eye of fate. escaping some type of destined outcome. Maybe even escaping a cycle. Why is the 7? Let me clarify. Why is the 7 of Swords here? What does this represent, please, for Aries surface mind? 1. I'm not taking that. That fell out of my hand. 2. 3. Strength, Leo energy, the Fool, Aries and Pisces. We got strong Leo. Any fire sign really, Aries, Leo, Sag. The king is considered Leo as a fixed sign. There could just be some type of imbalance, especially within a family or within a connection. And you're trying to fix that, but you're also in some way trying to avoid it. Maybe you're trying to avoid something that's already been kind of preordained, predestined, and you know it, but at the same time, you don't. You're doing everything in your power to change it. Usually, when it comes to the Wheel of Fortune, again, it's something out of your control. But I feel like you're still trying to control it. Either by strength here or by trying to go under the radar, sneak away, persist that you're not a part of it. There could be some type of need for prioritization, something that you're not doing, you're kind of putting off or procrastinating. There is imbalance here with the 2 of Pentacles. There is a need for balance to be restored, and that is what the Temperance card is about. So there is an opportunity for you to balance it out, and yet there's something, again, with that Page of Wands and in the challenge position, you're just not acting on it. I think you're avoiding it. You're actively trying to avoid whatever this change is that needs to happen. Maybe you are being dishonest with yourself about the fact that you have no control over this situation, or that's what you tell yourself. Because this is a card of deception, but it can also be self-deception. It can be like strategizing almost in a sneaky way, or in a way that's like not quite transparent, like not transparent. It feels like you're working way too hard on trying to. The energy that you put into not dealing with this could be turned around and put towards the thing that you're trying to avoid. Now, there could be, if there is another individual involved, whether friend, family member, partner, coworker, what have you, they could be doing something that you find dishonest. I don't think it's dishonest in a bad way. I think it's just more so like you're cheating. Not like infidelity kind of cheating. Like you're cheating the system. You're not going about this in the right way. You telling this to this other individual. But also with the Queen of Wands there, I see that as, you focused on you, but also more so you wanting to get back to that Aries energy, very fiery, passionate, driven, ambitious um, individual. You want to get back that self-confidence and that magnetism, that natural magnetism that you have, not just for attention, but just like a fuel almost. You're fueled by your own abilities, your own capabilities, but also by others' recognition of those. Like you get off on motivating others. That's why the Queen and King of Wands can make such good um, leaders because they have leadership qualities. They inspire people. Um, and wanting to get back to that. Right now, you're in that Five of Pentacles, which is a place of lack, whether you're actually experiencing financial hardship or it's health related or it's just kind of like a doomy, gloomy kind of um, feeling. There is change here, but I do feel like you're trying your damnedest to avoid whatever that is. Maybe the repercussions of change, or more so your responsibility in taking charge of it and kind of righting everything, like the balance that was upset, kind of taking back control and putting everything back in order. So and I can't ignore the fact that there could be, if you are in a coupled relationship, there could be something that somebody is juggling something on the side. Doesn't necessarily have to mean another person, but other obligations. Because we do have the strategy card with the um, or the deception card. It just depends on what comes with it. Somebody thinks that they can overpower karma here. But that's not the strongest interpretation I'm getting, honestly. And the whole thing feels kind of like, I think I'm taking the shortcut, but in reality, you're making things so much harder. And again, that might not be you. It might be an individual you're dealing with. But it does feel like you, to be honest. And I am not here to judge. I am the world's worst procrastinator. So let's look at your shadow mind hidden truth, something hidden from you or by you subconsciously. It's just information that you do not have that would benefit you to know, acknowledge where your focus is, where your focus needs attention. You do have Cancer here with the moon. Page of Swords is Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Definitely could be a child or children involved. We have two pages, but they don't always represent children. Please clarify one more. The Page of Swords and the moon. This looks like a miscommunication or a misunderstanding of some either communication that came in or some information that was uncovered or discovered or shared. One more with the Page of Swords and the moon, please, for Aries, Shadow Mind, Hidden Truth. Please clarify one more with the Page of Swords and the moon. 1, 2, and got really hard to shuffle for some reason. Page of Swords. Okay, so yeah, it might be a case of more than one person, everything gets a little confused between communication between two people. There definitely could be children involved. Something that might be a little bit unclear, a lack of clarity, a lack of understanding. And clarify both of these pages. Please clarify the Page of Swords. Please clarify this Page of Swords, please, for Shadow Mind Hidden Truths. 1, 2. Could also be that you're unaware that somebody is digging for information on you. 5 of Cups. Could have been that somebody said something in the moment that they regret, or maybe they just said something spur of the moment and somebody mistook their meaning. They misconstrued the meaning. Or please clarify the other Page of Swords. Please clarify this other Page of Swords, please. Clarify one more. I'm not going to take that one. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, it led to an argument. It's probably between some type of connection, love connection, friendship, family, doesn't matter, but it definitely led to an argument, a conflict. I think it was a case of either not having all the information, maybe some sneaky behavior, because sometimes the moon can be like doing something in the dark, especially with the Page of Swords, because the Page of Swords is the detective of tarot. They search for information, data. They collect information. So some readers call that the stalker card. But regardless of what this was, there was some type of conflict. Could have been involving a Cancer, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but regardless of that, somebody regrets their words or their actions here on this end. There is remorse, guilt, and loss. Maybe this is all one story and you said something or they said something. And then on this end, like this would be somebody that realizes that a connection may have been lost. But again, with the pages, both pages showing up, I feel like if there was more than one party involved, well, there was, but if this is to deal with one person and this side is another person, this page is one person, this page is another person, or you versus them, or maybe you're stuck in the middle of this, but they're both being very childish, because the Page of Swords is kind of like that childlike energy. They haven't grown and matured, or at least they may have been acting out of character in the moment. But it's all a case of, two people not seeing eye to eye here. And there may be some confusion or a lack of understanding. And there is some guilt and shame, whether that's on your part or the other party's part. But it did lead to a conflict here with the Five of Swords. This is kind of like that conflict where there is no resolution, and it does have to do with a connection. Could be that somebody threw themselves into work with that Eight of Pentacles in the middle. Maybe that's what you're avoiding. Maybe you're avoiding fixing this because you have some pride here, a little too much pride, because the Five of Swords is very much ego based. And it's funny too, when I look up here, the sun can represent the ego. And when I saw the Ten of Swords there, as I was talking about ego, I thought, pride comes before a fall. So that definitely could be a warning here that if you've said something out of character, you might want to think about being the bigger person. Even if you don't receive an apology from their end, you may want to think about offering that, or at least, if not apologizing, then taking accountability for your part in this confusion, owning up to what you may have done or not have done, what you may have said or should have said to add to this, because it's never just one party. It's a two-way street. And I think that's what this is. That's what I'm getting here. Because we have this is Capricorn energy here with the Eight of Pentacles. That can be a very stubborn energy, especially with that Five of Swords. This is somebody that doesn't want to back down. They don't want to admit they're wrong or they made a mistake, because it is about pride. It is about ego. Now, again, that might not be you. That might be this other party, and just bringing clarity to why they're acting the way they're acting. Well, it's because if this isn't about you, it's because they lack the humility right now. Even if they do feel bad about it, they still don't want to be the one to admit defeat or admit at least their part. And again, that could play back into why you're in that energy of feeling abandoned, feeling rejected. So let's move on to recent past. We have Aquarius energy with the star. Oh, yeah. Okay, so there was definitely some heartbreak here. Could be regarding an Aquarius. But like I said in the first part, in part one, but again, hopefully you watched. It definitely could be involved with a wish, a hope, a dream of yours. Please clarify one more. The Three of Swords and the Star for Aries recent past. I say recent past, it could be days, weeks, months, even years ago, but it is still in some way very much affecting or influencing your current energy situation. So you are still carrying this with you. Please clarify one more with the Three of Swords and the Star, please, for Aries recent past. Okay. One. Oh, that's a lot of cards. I'll take it. Two. Not taking that one now. Three. Yeah. There was a halt in progress. Maybe it was a choice that you made to put a halt to something, or to at least like put the brakes on it in order to see something. It could have even been a sacrifice that you made um, towards a wish, towards a goal. But it could have been a forced thing where you were forced to look at something in a different way, from a different perspective. But the Hangman is definitely a card about stagnation, things coming to a halt, no progress being made, suspended animation, um, or it's that time you take in order to see things differently, look at things from all angles. But it was surrounding a wish, a hope, a desire. Chariot, lovers. Oh, wow. Okay, so this very well could be a relationship. Again, we have the lovers here. Gemini. Oh, Hangman is Pisces. Gemini, Cancer. You've got 3 cards of Cancer that have shown up here. Strong fire sign, but you're Aries. So, but regardless, it could have been some type of truth that came out, some type of communication that brought in truth. Again, we talked about that with the sun, some illuminating something coming to light, regarding a lover. And we're talking about kind of like a star-crossed lover. We've got the lovers right beneath the star. So this was a destined or fated relationship, karmic or otherwise. If soulmate, it doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic connection, but usually the lovers is. Um, and then the chariot underneath the hangman, which means there was forward progress, and then it came to a halt. And very well could have been because some information that came out, some conversation, some truth led to heartbreak. And what did you have here? You had the 4 of Pentacles. Yeah. It could even be that this person is still withholding the truth. If this is not you, you may be the individual um, that caused this. But I'm going to go with the other party just because this is your reading, and um, but keep in mind, just keep an open mind with that, because I'm doing general, so I don't have any one person to focus in on. I'm just collecting any and all stories. But somebody caused some heartbreak here. But it feels like to me that they're still withholding in some way, like they're not giving all the information, and that may be why there's no progress forward, because that lack of understanding, that lack of clarity, that lack of knowledge, um, that lack of transparency has actually turned everything upside down and left you in a place where you're trying to figure out what went wrong. What went wrong? Why is that hard to say? Oh, why did I put that up? I'm an idiot. Oh, I didn't. I'm not an idiot. I'm an idiot, but I'm an idiot. Just twice. Moving on. So yeah, there's some type of heartbreak, grief, loss back here with the 3 of Swords. It could even be something even further in the past, and you're finally getting towards a place that you were starting to heal from it, and then that was stopped in its tracks. But it does feel like there was some type of connection that was severed due to the Ace of Swords is a communication, it's a conversation, or it's truth coming out. or it's even like something that you come to on your own. It doesn't necessarily like facts that somebody else brings to you, but something that a realization that you have. Moving on to what's coming towards. Oh, what's coming towards you? That is interesting. So yeah, we had the Chariot back here as well as what was crossing you, and we had it here for in the past. So yeah, this is all kind of playing out nicely. So now we have the Knight of Wands coming back up. Move these over, and the Knight of Pentacles. So it could be two different individuals. It could be a passionate offer or message from a earth sign or a fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sag, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Actually, I'm going to switch decks now. So let's see what's going on here. What is the most important? No, I'm not taking those yet. I haven't even asked. Please clarify one more with the Knight of Wands and Pentacles for the most important, influential thing coming towards Aries that they would want or need to know about. One more with the Knight of Wands and Pentacles, please, for what is coming towards Aries. What is coming towards Aries, please, in the near future that they need or would want to know about. Most important thing. 1, 2, I almost never get poppers on the future position. It's like they want me to fight for it. Okay. This could be a fire sign individual coming towards you, offering some type of connection, emotional connection. Doesn't necessarily have to be romantic or intimate, but it kind of feels that way. The Knight of Wands is someone very passionate. I am doing the wrong damn one. There. That's not clarifying the Knight. That is, so yeah, this could definitely be involve a connection, a love connection, a friendship. Dang, come here. All right, please clarify the Knight of Wands. Who or what does this Knight of Wands represent? Who or what is this Knight of Wands? One, two, almost had one, 3. Okay. Okay, this could be a very intuitive person, very in touch with their intuition, or this could be you may already have a feeling knowing this person is going to come towards you, or this message is going to come towards you. I'm not sure which it is. Your intuition may be giving you little nudges, kind of like little movie clips in your, I don't know, that's a terrible analogy. Little signs and, feelings about what this is, or this could also be a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, but specifically Pisces individual coming forward with a passionate message. I'm going to clarify that Knight of Pentacles. They could be coming towards you with the Knight of Pentacles. It could be a promise of a long-term commitment, or at least committing to you, a commitment. Let me see. Why is the Knight of Pentacles here? Who or what does this Knight of Pentacles represent for what's coming towards Aries? I'm not taking that one, but what is it? Strength. Maybe be something that you have been very patient or tried to be very patient waiting for this, or they are just an extremely strong-willed person. Knight of Pentacles, please. Who or what is this? 1, 2, and 3. Oh, yeah, this is definitely an offer of commitment or an emotional connection, or emotional offer. Something that you may have been manifesting or they manifested, and now they're finally, like they've been working towards it, and now they're finally taking action on it. Now, either you have some kind of hidden knowledge about this or intuitive like nudges, signs that, that you feel like this person has taken an interest or they're going to message you. You maybe kind of like having dreams or something, in whatever way your higher conscience talks to you, speaks to you. Or this person could just be coming towards you and really sharing their deeper emotions towards you. Uh, Quite frankly, this feels initially very nice. I will say be careful, only because the Knight of Wands is very passionate and driven by their desire, but they can also be one of the more inconsistent. Typical of an Aries, they start a project or they start many projects. They're that initial, you know, thruster burn, but they don't have the longevity to see things through all the time. Sometimes they just move on to the next thing. So just be careful of that. I'm not saying, you know, say no or reject this person. Just if you do have like gut feeling about this that steers you in another direction, listen to that, because the High Priestess is your intuition. It is also secret knowledge. But being that it is with the Queen of Cups, I feel very much so that this is about, you know, that more feminine kind of being in touch with that side of yourself. No, that could be a man that's in touch. It doesn't necessarily have to be a woman, but I think you get what I'm saying. I think. If not, hey, leave me a comment. I'll answer as best I can. But this, with the Two of Cups and the Ace of Cups, this definitely feels like an offer of love, an awful offer of a connection, and possibly something that somebody is at least saying. Whether they act on it or not, and whether they um, follow through is another thing. But that's the thing about the Knight of Pentacles. He is the one that you can rely on, can depend on. What he says he will do slowly, but he will get there. Um, he's very driven, very masterful, and devoted in that way. He's not always the most exciting, but then you've got the Knight of Pentacles, so there is some excitement there. There is some passion. There is some fireworks. We also have cups here, so there is emotion involved. It's not all about fire and physical attraction. Um, it looks like a very good mix here, and I don't have any cards that would suggest otherwise, except for maybe the High Priestess. But that would just be telling you, hey, just pay attention. So it looks like possibly a love offer coming towards you from a fire sign, earth sign, a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I mean, we basically have all the signs here. Strong Virgo, strong Pisces, Sagittarius, could be any fire sign really. You've had a lot of Sagittarius. Any more information here? Something that you could have been waiting on for a while. Could be long distance. Of course, the Three of Wands is a card about knowing something's coming, waiting for it, but knowing, having confidence. So any more information here for what's coming towards Aries? Any more cards to clarify? Any more information here? 1, 2. Almost feel like your first response to this person, or at least your first initial thought, is like, look at that. Oh my goodness, star, star. So it's that wish fulfillment showing back up, returning. This is something that you want. Now, just be careful. All I'll say is be careful, because sometimes what you want is not what's best for you. And I'm not saying that to rain on your parade, but some of these energies I've had, especially with the moon card being here, be careful what you wish for, basically. Because sometimes what you wish for, what you think about, what you hope for, what you think about especially, you attract. And sometimes it's not, like I said, not always the best thing for you, but this is definitely something that you have been hoping for. If it's not love related, it could be like a healing between individuals that lost touch or had a falling out, like a truce, peace offering, um, a chance to heal. So that's freaking awesome towards what's coming towards you. That's really great. Feels very positive. Feels like something that you've been manifesting on for a while, but your head gets in your own way, or your doubts, your fears. Let's move on to advice. Yeah, releasing those doubts, releasing those fears with the Nine of Swords. Again, we covered this in the first part. Being free of that, especially, oh, what am I doing? Especially your own. We've got plenty of people out there to, you know, bully us into submission. We don't need it from ourselves. Don't give your negative thoughts too much power that they dictate. One more with the World and the Knight of Swords. What are your messages of truth, clarity, wisdom, and guidance for the sign of Aries? What are the messages you want them to hear most at this time? Advice regarding what's going on with them, their situation, please. One with the World and the Knight of Swords. 1, 2, and oop, Lovers keeps trying to come out. We had one flip over. King of Wands, which was up here in your surface mind. Knight of Swords. Yeah, you may have had an argument or disagreement, conflict with a King of Swords. Could be Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, also Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You got another Sagittarius card here with the World. Um, think this is about getting back into your confidence, and it may even include cutting some things or people out, especially when it comes from you, though. Because the Nine of Swords, yes, it's fears, anxieties, worries, doubts, sleepless nights, but it's also self-imposed beliefs and doubt, self-doubt, and kind of running ourselves ragged, like as far as mentally, um, kind of crippling ourselves from those thoughts. And this Knight of Swords is basically, to me, feels like you cut that crap out, stop it. But it may also, like again, may also involve cutting somebody else, whoever may be adding to that, making you feel unworthy or incapable, or less than, getting rid of that energy. Because you are this King of Wands. You are very passionate, very driven, very ambitious, very charismatic. I mean, you might not be, but you have some of those traits of an Aries. Because as an Aries myself, I mean, none of us are just our sun sign. I've got placements in my chart that mellow me out. So I'm not as flamboyant or uh, impulsive as some areas, but I do have my moments where I'm definitely an Aries. I'm very impatient. Um, I can be a little bit like self-absorbed sometimes because I'm just so focused on what's right in front of me, what direction I'm wanting to go. Is so it's back to this. Some of these things not might not sound like your own personality, but you do have this super creative and fascinating and um, just almost unquenchable thirst for experience and achievement. Like I said, Aries, the wands, fire signs, but King of Wands, Queen of Wands they make some of the best leaders because they don't shame people into following them. They don't, scare people. They don't rule by fear usually. Um, they rule by motivating people, inspiring people. And all of a sudden, I don't know why, but I got this feeling like if there's somebody abusive, whether mentally, physically, psychologically, emotionally, whatever, definitely get out of that situation. Because I just felt like looking at that King of Wands with the Knight, and that King of Wands actually did come out in the reverse. I just flipped it weird. And the King of Wands can be very abusive, like physically abusive, manipulative, self-centered to the point of just almost like a sociopath, just doesn't care about anyone or anything except for what they want. So if you're in that situation, for sure. But for most of you, I think it would be more about getting out of your own head and getting back to taking charge, because that's definitely the King of Wands. He does not sit idly by. He takes action. He leads kingdoms uh, into war and to victory. So go start a war with your neighbors, start a block war. I am taking these hydrangeas because they are pretty and I want them. No, Bob, you cannot borrow my barbecue pit. The last time I let you borrow something, it came back in pieces. I am rambling. Just hush, move on. So outside or external influences. Where did we have the Knight of Pentacles before? It was here in your current energy situation. Oh. Somebody decided to go solo? Somebody made the decision that they wanted to be single? And that's why you feel rejected? And you've been waiting for them to change their mind and come back around? And that's what's got you stagnant? Is because you've been kind of like almost in hibernation or, like hiatus? Like, it's like you hit the pause button on your life because. Is that what this is? Somebody. Okay. Okay, I got you. Somebody decided to have a taste of the single life. They thought they could do better on their own. Maybe they could even do better on their own. Maybe, I think it was selfishly motivated, but aren't we all a little bit selfish? The question is what was their motivation? And did they treat it with the proper compassion? All right, one more with the Nine of Pentacles and Eight of Cups for outside or external. This can be people, energies, or situations that are outside of you that are or will be influencing you, whether negatively or positively. So it's not you, it is outside of you, but still affecting you. One more with the Nine of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups, please, for Aries, for outside or external influence. One more with the Nine of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups. Maybe you even decided to go out on your own. It could be, but it feels more so like this was done to you. One. Okay. Two. Three. Yeah. Yep. A crushing blow. Yeah. I mean, worst case scenario, somebody was talking to somebody else outside of the relationship, connecting with them like through social media, through messaging, or even they pulled a shithead move and told you through text that they were deciding to like be more independent. Maybe they've tried to put a spin on it where it was like, I'm doing this for us. Like, I need to get my finances in order. I need to get my life back together. And the only way I can do it is by going on my own, going solo, lone wolfing it. Somebody made the call here, and for some of you, at least, for the majority of you, that's the story that I immediately picked up on. Could be a Scorpio with the death card there, but there was an ending. There was a death of some kind, not like a literal death, but death is an ending. There's that Hierophant showing back up. Yeah, the commitment. It could be an ending to a long-standing job or a long-standing career as well. Maybe a company that you'd been with for a long time decided to let you go, or you had to leave for whatever reason. Maybe it was no longer fulfilling to you. You were no longer. I mean, that would make sense as well because we had the page here, and I said was like a lack of motivation. Maybe it was that you couldn't progress anymore, and that led you to look for something else where you could, um, get to a higher position, advance. So take what applies there. The first thing I thought of, I'm going to be honest, was that somebody decided to walk away because we had that Nine of Pentacles show up in the 3. And yeah, that could have been you, technically. Yeah, that definitely could have been you that decided. Maybe you now kind of regret that decision because it cost you financially. It cost you some independence. But let's move on because I feel like that's some pretty solid stories to go on. So, best case scenario, this is the outcome that is best for you, for your best interest, greatest good, highest potential. Not the outcome, but what is wanted for you out of the situation. It could be that you need some outside advice, especially not, of course, this won't be for all of you, but especially from like a father or father figure. Could even be like a spiritual advisor. Because I see you're blind to a certain situation. There's something that you either don't see or won't see. And there could be somebody that is more experienced that could offer you some really great words of wisdom, some perspective here that you could trust. But more than that, this is about going from the 5 of Pentacles to the 10, which is basically like get your stuff in order, get your finances under control, get your stability back, get your feet, back underneath you. One more with the 2 of Swords and the 10 of Pentacles for best case scenario for Aries here. One more with the 2 of Swords and the 10 of Pentacles, please. What is the best possible scenario or outcome here for Aries? Okay. 1, 2, 3. The 8 of Cups again. And then we had the Hangman. This one came out first. So evaluating something here, taking another look at it. So this is a card about not seeing something. Usually it's a choice that we make. Like, I don't want to look at it, therefore it doesn't exist. It's a refusal to acknowledge. It's choosing not to choose and not thinking clearly about something. You've got a blindfold and you're faced away from the water, which represents, your more emotional, intuitive, and in like internal, intrinsic kind of knowledge. It's not something that you use your head for. It's just anyway, where am I? Here. So that card is about not looking at something, and then these 3 cards, I mean every single one of them, she's looking at her cup. She's looking at her cup. And she's like she is like giving him a drink, but it's also like staring at him and the cup. I mean, it's like acknowledgement of this, whatever this was back here, because this is talking about this. Whichever one of you, the person that decided to walk away from whatever, whether it was you or another individual, it left like some emotional baggage. There's still an energy tied to that. because I do feel like it was not an easy choice. It was hard, and you still kind of struggle with it, even if it was you. And this is basically asking you to see it from another perspective and to force yourself to look at it, to examine it, not trying to turn away from it. So back here, it's like he's trying to sneak away from that and avoid it. And no matter how many times he tries to get away, there's always this trap waiting for him. So you're always going to be trapped. You can't outrun or escape that feeling, that emotion, that stuff that gets um, surfaced. No matter how hard you try, you're going to be faced with it in different angles, in different ways, in different moments. And this is basically like telling you, in order to get back to your Ten of Pentacles, you're going to have to force yourself to look at something that you've been avoiding. It could be emotional trauma, it could be wounding, it could be sadness, it could be, grief, it could be a long period of stagnancy that has caused like some withdrawals, you know, withdrawing within, because I did get that sense with the Five of Pentacles. It's like kind of shutting yourself in. You didn't get the Hermit or even the Four of Swords, but I still got kind of like that. The energy of not wanting to have to be the one to ask for help, not wanting to feel weak by asking for support, whatever kind of support that is. So there's something that you're supposed to face here, you're supposed to deal with, you're supposed to heal, and you're supposed to look at from a different angle, um, and see it in a different light. Because right here, she's looking at it from the moon, and remember, the moon um, creates illusion. The moon is a false light. So, in here, he's got the halo of light surrounding him. So he's come to a realization. He's had a eureka moment. He's more spiritually aware and awakened to something. And maybe that's just getting back in touch with what you need emotionally to feel this Ten of Pentacles, which is financial security. It is also the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles do talk about a family. This would be like stable, like a generational kind of thing where like a family tree, like heritage. Um, Maybe this is something that's kind of like a generational curse where you're just repeating patterns of what your parents went through and what your parents' went through. And it's coming to the realization, forcing yourself or opening your eyes to the possibility that you are stuck in this cycle, but you have everything you need to break free of it. You just have to look at it first. But if we were to take everything else away, the best case scenario for you is get out of that Five of Pentacles and get to that 10, which again, 10s are completion. So that's getting out, ending a chapter and starting a new one, ending a cycle, starting fresh. But, 10 of Pentacles is success. That is a card of success, especially financial, but we all have different terms and standards for what that is. So, most probable outcome here. Two of Pentacles showing back up. Where did we see that? I think it was here in your, yeah, wasn't it? In your surface mind, struggling. I believe it was. Okay, I'm not taking that, but we'll look. Page of Wands. Okay, one more. Probable outcome, because tarot cannot give you definitive. It cannot be a finality, like a final, you know, set in stone verdict, because we all have free will. This is the outcome if you were to continue in the way that you have without changing anything. So if this lines up with this, I mean, I won't say it's good, because sometimes what we want isn't what's best for us again, but this will tell you if you're headed in the right direction. If it's if unsavory or unfavorable outcome, then you probably want to make some adjustments. So one more with the two. I just got a feeling, and I'll tell you what it is in a minute if I don't forget. Two of Pentacles and the Hierophant, please, for the most probable outcome here for Aries. Okay. One more with the Two of Pentacles and the Hierophant for the most probable outcome for Aries. One, two, and three. Ten of Pentacles again on the bottom. Four of Cups. Okay, there seems to be some type of decision that you're going to be trying to weigh. Maybe it's an option or decision. I mean, not a decision, an option or a choice, like a choice between different possible outcomes. But you're going to be weighing it. You're going to be kind of juggling it back and forth. There may be some prioritization that you're going to be doing, like prioritizing certain things. It does seem to be stability-wise, and it seems very important to you with the with the Taurus. You do have Taurus here, Capricorn, Virgo, strong Earth energies. It's very grounding energy here. It's like fashioning. I shouldn't even say fashioning, like refining something. Taking something that you believe, you trust, and you have faith in, as far as like your standards, your expectations, and refining it. But this could also be very much career related, because Taurus is like, it is that tradition. It is also a commitment, a contract. But this could also be a situation where you have a very strong position, or you're in a very strong position. And surrounding that energy is, I'll just say it like this. Whatever this is here, whether that's like a raise, a promotion, even a job in a new in a place where you can become very established and very secure and safe. There's some things that you're going to have to prioritize, and there are some things that you're going to have to let go. The Four of Cups is usually dissatisfaction, boredom. There may not be a lot of excitement here, but it is reliable. It is a reliable source of income. So maybe there's some things that's probably why I was getting that refining thing. There's some things that you're gonna have to let go the idea of maybe. Um, Not like let something go completely, but let go of an idea, um, a certain standard, a certain expectation, a certain, the star is very hopeful and um, it is the wish fulfillment card, but maybe there's something about this wish and this desire that you have to let go of because it's either um, unrealistic or it's not logical or logistical at this time. What you need to do is center your thoughts around what that is for you, what it is that you can let go of, and what it is that you have to keep to balance things back out. And that's what I feel like this outcome, it's not the most exciting outcome, but it's an outcome that provides you the ability to create that 10 of Pentacles. So this is a good place to be to get to that 10 of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles, I mean, very well could be that you're dealing with an earth sign. Maybe this is what that is, that earth sign coming towards you. Now, I said it could be a fire sign, hell, it could be a water sign. The signs do not, they're not the most important aspect. It's the energy. And the Queen of Pentacles and hell, even the Hierophant, is somebody that you can rely on, somebody that, you know, their actions follow their words. Um, they're resourceful. They're f- financially intelligent. They know how to expand on very little. They are the providers. They are the nurturers. They're very grounded and mature, um, devoted. These are the people that, when you think of the Queen of Pentacles, she is kind of that wifey material. She takes care of the home, she takes care of the children, she takes care of the husband, and not because it's some patriarchal idea, it's just what she enjoys doing. That's what makes her feel good. So I feel like you're trying to figure that out. You're getting to a place where that is not only important to you, but something achievable. But first, before you can do that, there's some things that you've got to even out, some things that you've got to balance out, and some things that you're going to have to let go of or release, at least, if not permanently, at least temporarily. So overall, this is a good outcome. It is a bit like, and keep in mind these readings are about, I would say, for the most part, they're about a month. But this is there's long term here, there's longevity here. What I mean to say is, this is not exciting, this is not spontaneous, this is not sexy in any way, but it is safe. It's secure, it's security. It's like you don't have to be in that Five of Pentacles and that Nine of Swords where there's worry, stress, anxiety, mental health issues maybe to the extreme. This is back on track to having abundance and prosperity and success, at least, um, when it comes to being financially independent, especially. But there may be something that you have to let go, and it may include something that you have an emotional attachment to. Because he is, I mean, this isn't traditional tarot. Usually he's this cup is floating here in the air and he's not paying attention to it. In this particular deck, he's grabbed that cup, grabbed that gift, and basically like, you know what? Nah. That's a I'm gonna pass. I don't know if you've roofied my drink. I don't drink from strangers, especially floating cup hands. It would make sense if I had that card out on the table, but I don't. So, anyway, I feel like that's a solid outcome. Maybe not, you know, titillating. Funny word. But it's a good. It's good from where you are. Let's just say that. Um, so yeah, that's your reading. Let me know in the comment section if this resonated for you. I love to hear. I don't get it often, but I would absolutely love to hear from you. Please like, share, subscribe as you see fit. If you liked the energy, if you enjoyed the reading, great. If you didn't, I thank you anyway for making this far. Again, if you want a personal reading, all that information is in the description box. Feel free to reach out to me on my page that I linked there, just to say hi. Um, I don't know what else. I know there's something else I usually say at the end of these. Oh well. You guys have a great night, and I'll talk to you next time.